In a bombed out room in Belfast, a young boy is crying. He's alone and he don't understand how the teachings of one book, built on love and understanding, could cause the hurt and killing in his land. In an old part of Jerusalem, two children are playing. They run and laugh the way that it should be. But one will wear the star and one will wear the crescent. They'll grow up and change from friends to enemies, but we are one.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the program Peace, Unity and Security Education, a program aimed at inculcating the virtues of love, peace, unity, public trust and honesty among Nigerians so as to make the country a better place for all. It is being brought to you courtesy of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'i community in Nigeria in collaboration with the Foundation for Peace and Security Education, FOPSE. I am Enel Okon. Our topic is the role of religious body in community building processes. And our guest remains retired Commissioner of Police, Barrister Lawrence Alobi. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, as usual, we'll start the program with a prayer by our guest.
Now let us pray. O God, refresh and gladden my spirit. Purify my heart, illumine my powers, I lay all my faith in thy hand. Thou my guide and my refuge. I will no longer be sorrowful and grieved. I will be a happy and joyful being, O God. I will no longer be full of anxiety when I let trouble harass me. I will not dwell on the unpleasant things of life. God, thou more friend to me than to myself. I dedicate myself to thee, O Lord. This prayer was revealed by Abdul Baha'i. Our prayers are revealed prayers, and prayers are revealed for all occasional situations.
Okay, with that prayer, let's get the ball rolling by asking if religious body do have a role to play in community building processes, or why should religious body be involved in community building?
Yeah, you see, the purpose of religion, God sends His manifestations of God in every epoch. Today, the manifestation of God to mankind today is Baha'u'llah, the prototype of the Baha'i faith. And each religion, when God sends a message of God, the purpose is to educate mankind, to educate people of the world, His creatures, and bring them closer to God, and to educate them both spiritually and materially, to uplift their character, so they can be able to contribute towards the betterment of the society. So that is the essence of religion. The purpose of religion is to elevate mankind, to uplift mankind to those virtues, those attributes. When they say God created man in His image and likeness, for man to attain those attributes, those likeness of God in him, it is those attributes. And it's only through the teachings of the various religions of God, the teachings of the message of God. In fact, each message of God is like a physician, a divine educator who knows the problem and the pulse of the society, and he gives them the teaching based on their needs and the capacity to comprehend. So religion is meant to bring about the betterment of mankind. But that betterment can only be attained if mankind understand the teachings, imbibe the knowledge of the teachings, and also apply them in the private and public life. Like the Baha'i teachings are very clear. Baha'u'llah says God is one. That whether you call him Abbas, you call him Allah, call him Chukwu, call him Allah, whatever, it is one God. That mankind is one. That was like with fingers of one hand, leaves of one tree, fruits of one branch. And that religion is one. All religion came from God. All divine religion came from God. The religion is that the one that brought by Abraham, Moses, Buddha, Krishna, Zoroaster, Muhammad, the Bab, and today Baha'u'llah. They all came from, and they all have one purpose: to transform human character in and out of the in and outer character of man, to bring about the betterment of society. Because like the Christ did say in our Lord's Prayer, Thy kingdom come, thou be done on earth as it is in heaven. The kingdom of God can be established on earth if we accept teachings of Baha'u'llah. If we all accept those teachings, it's a future enterprise. If we accept that enterprise, understand those teachings, apply them, and that's what the Baha'i faith have a program called Community Building Program for all ages, for children, for junior youth age of 12 to 15, for youth and for adults. And this program is meant to transform. You see, if you look at the world today, we have been so imbued with materialism. And people are all concerned how to do material progress, advancement, breakthrough, and so forth. All our scientific discoveries are aimed at material progress, material advancement, to the detriment of the spiritual aspect of man. Man is dual in nature. Man is just a spiritual and material being. But because mankind has neglected the spiritual nature of man, that key component of the man's nature, and emphasizing only on the material progress, material development, that's why we have some of these problems. And you see, man's nature is dual, I say dual in nature. That's what the Bible teaches us, the spiritual and material. And the material is just concerned mostly about survival, how to comfort and so forth, build houses and so forth. Those things are material comfort. But the spiritual nature is concerned with the virtues, the attributes. And it is on this earth, this is our journey of life, on this mortal world. God has sent his messengers to guide us, to educate us, so that we develop our spiritual capacities. And those spiritual capacities enable us to contribute towards community development. When we see the culture of service, we buy the culture of service. We have the issue of detached. We are detached from materialism. We are committed. We make sacrifices to the betterment of others.
Okay, that's to say the principles of the faith can actually be applied to enhance community building.
Yes, that is excellent. You know, like I said, the principle of the faith, the oneness of mankind, If we know that we are one, like a fingers of one hand from one family, one creator, one father, we don't need to begin to kill each other and fight each other. And that Bible says all the religions, all the peoples of the world, this life is based on principle of collaboration and cooperation, not competition. Because collaboration and cooperation, we need to understand the needs of others, to support each other, not just for thinking about self, concern about others, concern about how to contribute, how to add value, how to render service. So the Baha'i teaching, the oneness of God, we are from one God. The oneness of mankind, we are from one parent. From all of us came from Adam, and God created us. And that religion is one. That all religions are from God, and they all come. The purpose of religion, why God has sent religion to mankind, it is because they want man to be uplifted. You see, after 1,000 years and 100,000 years and above, man began to pollute the religion that was brought by divine founders. Like if you look at the religions, other religion today, some of them have been polluted with man-made ideas, which are not in line with the teaching, the original divine teachings of the founders. But God, now being a loving God, God has a covenant to guide man. God created man out of love, and that love, we manifest that love by giving us guidance, and that guidance is through this divine educator, divine physicians. So, by principles, the person is that, so this process of the development, community development process, it is meant to educate the people to learn capacity building in their material and spiritual needs, in terms of knowing the teachings of the faith, the teachings of the God, and then applying them. You see, it's not only having the knowledge, you need to apply this knowledge. It becomes wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is application of knowledge. When you apply knowledge, it becomes useful to you. So when we have this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge, we will now begin to apply it for the betterment in both of our spiritual upliftment and material progress. So the Baha'i principles is a spiritual enterprise, which today, if mankind imbibe these principles, mankind accept the teachings of the Baha'u'llah and apply them in their life, the world will be a better place. The essence is to bring about developing a good, positive character, a trustworthy character that is based on virtues, that is based on compassion, based on love, based on empathy, based on justice, based on forgiveness. Based on a virtuous life. That is how we show the God in us. You know, how do we manifest God in our life? Are we a channel of God's grace to others? Are we thinking about ourselves? So this is what the Bible is all about.
Okay, that brings me to the issue of collaboration. You hear of collaboration between government and private sector, collaboration among organizations. Can religious bodies actually, collaborate to, drive the community building processes?
In fact, Baha'u'llah says that religion. Let me quote what it says here. He said, "O people, consult with all followers of all religion in the spirit of faithfulness and fellowship. That religious groups should consult together, because the purpose of religion is one: to bring man closer to God, to bring about peace and unity, bring about love, understanding, those attributes of God. That's the purpose of religion. So religion, and I said earlier that biology is not a world of competition, but a world of cooperation and collaboration. Look, for instance, we have two eyes. You want to look at an object, the two eyes unconsciously look together. That's unity of action. So also look at the fingers. When you carry an object, you carry the object with easy. It becomes easy when you carry with the 5 fingers. So unity of action, unity of thought. It is when we all collaborate together. That's synergetic relationship between us, knowing that we're working for the betterment of the world, for the common good of the world. So all religious bodies, and that we should eliminate this religious fanaticism, religious prejudice. It is harmful to the society. It debases religion. It's not worthy, and any religion that does not preach peace, does not promote peace, it's not worthy to be called a religion. So religion is meant to bring about peace, harmony amongst the people, bring about unity, progress, love, and understanding. And they're going to do unto others, do unto you, sacrifice. So the religious body has to teach us how to make sacrifice, how to be committed to the well-being of humanity. That's the sense of religion.
Now, are there challenges associated with community building processes, especially when religious bodies are involved in driving this community process?
Yeah, because you see, the challenges that religious prejudice, for instance. And when people are so occupied by materialism, they think about the gain, they think about what to gain. So the Baha'i faith, or Baha'is are concerned on what can they contribute. That's us to build the culture of service and sacrifice, detachment. Not to be detached from materialism. When you are so your mind is attached to materialism, you are caged. So Baha'i faith, it liberates your mind. It liberates your mind because you are there for the world. You are there for the people. You don't think about yourself. Self-centeredness is a busy attitude. If you throw a piece of meat a bone to 2 dogs, they will fight. But you give a piece of meat to 2 citizens, 2 individuals who are morally or spiritually developed, they share based on equity, love and fairness. You share based on equity, love and fairness and justice. That's what it makes our moral and spiritual character to be transformed. That's what the Baha'i faith is all about. To bring about a divine civilization. So the civilization we'll be having today is the material civilization only. And it doesn't enable man to attain the purpose of that noble station where man was created. It doesn't bring the true happiness, give man true happiness. What will give man true happiness is that when man integrates the spiritual and material components of development, which are anchored on the Baha'i principles, you see, man will be happier and society will be better for all of us.
Okay, at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we return, the program continues. Stay tuned. Welcome from that break. If you're just joining us, the program is Peace, Unity, and Security Education. It is being brought to you courtesy of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'i community in Nigeria in collaboration with the Foundation for Peace and Security Education, FOPSE. It is aimed at conscientizing Nigerians towards imbibing the virtues of love, peace, unity, public trust and honesty towards making the country a better place for all. That reminds me, one of the editions of the program, we saw how the Canadian Parliament was commending the Baha'i faith for their positive impact to the growth and development of the society. And it is, quite instructive for one to learn from that. I would like us to have that clip played again so that we can learn one or two things on how the Baha'i is impacting on the society.
I rise today on behalf of our colleague from Canoga Park to honor the contributions of the Baha'i faith community in California and across our nation. This is a special year for the Baha'i. October marks the 200th anniversary of the birth of Ba. The Baha'i faith communities work to build peaceful, law-abiding communities by eliminating all forms of prejudice, enhancing the spiritual life of humanity, cherishing our diversity, and promoting the empowerment of our people to work together. Certainly worthy goals. Throughout California, Baha'i communities strive to collaborate with others to promote peace, justice, and unity, applying the spiritual principles to their lives and serving their fellow citizens in neighborhoods across our state. In their celebration of diversity and their commitment to a good life for all of us, the Baha'i represent the better angels of our state. They live the values that we hope to live at our best. As worldwide Baha'i communities, families, friends, neighbors, and colleagues are commemorating this auspicious occasion, we're joined here by outstanding members of the Baha'i community who I'd like to recognize. And hopefully you'll let people know who you are as I introduce you. And if I don't have a complete list, forgive us. We welcome you all. Stephen Barnes, who is the attorney and chairman of the local spiritual assembly of the Baha'is of Los Angeles County, Southwest. Joshua Davidson, a chiropractor, member of the Elk Grove Baha'i Local Spiritual Assembly. Shari Rezai, please forgive me if I said that wrong, Public Works and Utilities Consultant and Treasurer of the Local Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Los Angeles County Southwest, and obviously a relative, Sola Rezai, Secretary of the Local Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Los Angeles County Southwest, Deborah Taylor, the Communications Manager of U.S. Baha'i Office of Public Affairs for Washington and Sacramento, and Casey Porter, Grammy-winning recording artist and songwriter who is here with family. So please join me in welcoming our guests today in honor of the Baha'i community and their anniversary.
A warm welcome by the California State Senate. Thank you all for being here today. We invite senators to take an official photograph at the back of the chambers. Thank you, Madam Pro Tem, and to our distinguished guests, thank you all for being here today.
Now, looking at what we saw from the Canadian Parliament concerning the accommodation of the Baha'i faith for what they've been doing to uplift society, how do the Baha'i faith, fund their activities?
Yeah, thank you very much. See, the Baha'i, all over the Baha'i world, where there's, like in Baha'i faith, there's no clergy, there's no sect, it's one religion. Bible is a religion, it's not a church. It's one religion, universal religion, divine religion. And the same principle, the same prayers, the same books we use, what they use everywhere. This this community development program is all about Baha'i community all over the world, and the same principle, the same approach and strategy they've been applied. You see, one thing that one attitude of the Baha'is is the virtue of sacrifice, virtue of commitment, virtue of detachment. Like I said, we don't have clergy or pastors. What we have is institutions. We have, at the national level, we have National Spiritual Assembly. Like this program is being anchored by National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Nigeria in collaboration with the Foundation for Peace and Security Education. So at the national level, we have, like I said, we have institutional agencies in the Baha'i field. We don't have clergy. It's an institution that we develop. And those institutions, we have an institution called Okukula. One thing is that for service, like I said, and sacrifice is a characteristic of the Baha'i. Baha'i funds are contributed voluntarily by Baha'is. One unique thing that Baha'i faith is different from other religions is that we don't receive funds contributed from non-Baha'is. We don't receive funds from non-Baha'is, only Baha'is. Baha'i funds are funded by only Baha'is. That is a privilege, because contributing to the fund is a privilege. We are giving back to God. So the Baha'i funds Baha'i activities are funded purely by funds contributed by Baha'is. Those Baha'i funds, and the contribution is secret. Nobody knows, only the treasurer, who when the amount when the main contribution is being receipted for, and there's accountability. And the treasurer is elected, is one of those elected by, in a local spiritual assembly where you have Baha'i community, we have more than 9 Baha'is, and they elect 9 people. Those 9 members are the want to see about the administration of the faith in that community. At the national level, we have also elect 9 members, and also by secret ballot to a national convention. In the community, it is unique convention. And those 9 members are the ones who sit the affairs of the faith in. And then in the process, the officers are elected, and by secret ballot, no campaigning, and your election is only purely based on he who can serve, who has a trustworthy character. So it is these are the attributes, these are the qualities that will make. It's not based on campaign, not based on sex or power. It's based on the quality of service you can render and the degree of service, commitment to the faith, to promote the faith, and promote the betterment of humanity. So our funds, we don't receive for faith. When it's currency, we don't see like this of launching. That is not done in the Baha'i faith.
This is quite revealing. Now, if somebody wants to learn more, know more about the faith, how can one reach?
Yeah, you can contact us, or inquiries can be made to the Baha'i House in Gwarimpa. It's located at plot 94, 43 Crescent, 4th Avenue, Gwarimpa. You can also reach us through our website www.baha'i.org. www.baha'i.org, or phone number 090-6099-4122. 090-6099-4122. Or at the Baha'i Center in Zauda, it is opposite the NC Angle filling station. They also made after building materials. You have the Baha'i Center there. Or you can also call us 62B Abidjan. 62 Abidjan, also on 3 Abuja. These 3 locations, if you make contact, can you get information about more of the Baha'i faith. You can also Google if you want to go, you can on your own Google. You see, the Baha'i principle is self-investing on the truth. See with your own eye, not through the eye of others. And when you want to do this, to investigate about the Baha'i faith, put away all prejudices and old beliefs. Put away all prejudices, like Bible says, we should concern with the needs of our time. The needs of our time today is the world peace and world unity, and living a worthy and trustworthy character. So you can reach us through this contact I'm giving to you, and I'm sure you'll be glad. And I want to enjoin you. Not knowledge is ever wasted. Look, I'm talking about your spiritual life. Where life is not only, because the next world is not going to be a material world. In material life, it's going to be a spiritual world, spiritual life. So you need to prepare for your spiritual journey back to your Creator. So we have a brief sojourn back to your Creator. Our here just as our life here on earth is transient, is transitory in nature. What we prepare for eternal life, what we live eternally, and that can only be for us to have eternal happiness, eternal blissfulness. It is by developing this attribute, by accepting. And one duty you have to every citizen, every human being should know is that it's our duty, our moral spiritual duty, to accept the message of God that is sent during our age, our time. If we fail to accept, we have to receive that messenger of God. We have failed to receive God, and that is not too good for us. So it's not too good for our material growth and spiritual growth. So accepting Baha'u'llah means accepting God, and accepting His teachings means obeying the teachings of God. So I think This is one way you should try to find out. Try your best to find out about the Baha'i teaching, about the Baha'i faith, and learn more about it, to see that how you can uplift yourself spiritually, and build yourself spiritually, and how to develop a culture of spirituality and culture of prayers, and how to be able to think how to contribute towards the community development of your community, think how to contribute towards the betterment of your community, how to contribute towards the betterment of your family, and contribute to the betterment of the society. If all Nigerians, if we eliminate all some form of prejudices, like today Nigeria is so fragmented into ethnic, religious, political group, we will now see ourselves as fingers of one hand. We're all from one family. And we should all be that spirit of attitude of thinking about what can I do to contribute towards the betterment of Nigerian society. What can I do to contribute towards the peace and security of this country? What can I do to contribute towards the upliftment of the true nature of man? That's why how can we show the God in us? It's only by imbibing, learning about these Baha'i principles and putting them to practice. But also in the time of deeds, not word. Let us walk our talk, let us walk our deed, and show the God in us.
Thanks for that impactful message. That's the much we can take on tonight's edition of the program. It is the last for the year 2019. We'll be back in 2020 to continue with this conscientization and advocacy. Be a good citizen, make positive impacts in the society. Stay tuned as we sign out with a prayer.
Let us pray. O thou kind Lord, we are servants of thy treasure, taking shelter at thy holy door. We seek no refuge save this strong pillar, turn to nowhere for heaven but unto thy safekeeping. Protect us, bless us, support us. Make us so that we shall love thy good pleasure. Utter only thy praise, follow the pathway of truth. That we may come not to despair with all save thee, and receive our gift from the sea of thy beneficence. That we may ever strive to exalt thy cause and to spread thy sweets over far and wide. That we may become believers of self and compared only with thee. O thou provider, O thou forgiver. Grant us thy grace and loving kindness, thy gift and thy bestowals, and sustain us, that we may attain our goal. Thou the powerful, thou the able, thou the knower, thou the seen, and verily, thou the generous, and very thou the all merciful, and very thou the ever forgiving. He to whom repentance is due, he will forgive the most grievous of sins. This prayer was revealed by Abdul Baha.
Thanks for watching. God bless.
In a bombed out room in Belfast, a young boy is crying. He's alone and he don't understand how the teachings of one book, built on love and understanding, could cause the hurt and killing in his land. In an old part of Jerusalem, two children are playing. They run and laugh the way that it should be. But one will wear the star, and one will wear the crescent. They'll grow up and change from friends to enemies.